Alrighty, today we're going to do a super simple project. I've never done it before, but I saw it in a video, and so I thought I'd give it a try. I'm just using a piece of foam core for the base here. Then you need a can of soda, in my case a Kirkland brand sparkling water. Not sponsored by Kirkland, obviously. I don't think Costco gives out sponsorships, but if they do and they want to sponsor me, by all means. And then you just need some joint compound. Any brand will work. So my hot glue gun is heating up, but obviously you saw the thumbnail and the title of the video, so we're making a crater. And I'm just gonna let my hot glue gun heat up here for a second. Then I'm gonna glue this can down onto my base. So you don't want to put too much glue, just enough to tack it down temporarily. And then we're just going to take our joint compound and we're just going to spread it around here. And you're just going to spread it up the sides of the can like this. Just kind of work it from side to side here. You want to make sure to fill in this sort of, if your can has a lip around the edge, you want to fill that in. And you could also use like a spray paint can or something, it doesn't have to be a soda can. But just going to come all the way around like this. And then we just want to bring it up like that all the way around. So we'll just work our way around here. Just like that. So I'll do this all the way around, and then we want to let it dry. I don't know exactly how long we should let it dry for. I'm guessing probably 20 to 30 minutes. But like I said, I haven't done this before, so this is just kind of my best guess. It feels like we want to let this stuff get dry but not completely set, and then we'll pull the can out, and hopefully we'll be left with a nice crater for terrain. Alright, so here it is all done, and it is drying. Again, I'm not exactly sure how long to leave it. I'm going to leave it for about 20 to 30 minutes, and we'll see. But while it was drying, I just thought I would mention that the original video, which I'll link in the comments, assuming I can find it, I've been better recently about saving everything that I find that I think I might want to try on a video, so that I can link it in the description. That was not a hobby-related video. It was someone making a mural for their kid's wall. They were making a picture of the moon and using this technique to make the craters. And so I just wanted to encourage you guys to, if you don't necessarily have to find hobby inspiration from hobby sources. They can be all over the place. And now, granted, this is sort of a DIY. It's still a DIY video, so it's sort of tangentially related to hobby. He's doing a hobby, maybe not this hobby, but a hobby. But yeah, you can look all sorts of places for hobby inspiration and often find it. So, if you've been just looking at miniature wargaming sources for a long time and nothing has really tickled your fancy, maybe branch out a little bit. Go see what like photo album creators are into, or go see what people who knit are into. You might find a cool tool you can use, or a cool technique, or who knows, you might get, random inspiration where it's not exactly the same thing. Maybe you go watch someone making a photo album and they have a little castle in the corner and you're inspired to build a castle out of foam or something. Who knows? Yeah, so you can find hobby inspiration all over the place, not just from the dedicated miniature wargaming sources. But I'm going to let that dry, finish setting up at least a little bit, and I'll come back when I'm going to pull the can out, and then it'll either go great or all the stuff will collapse, and we'll have to try again. Alright, well, it's been about 25 minutes, and, around here where the stuff is thick, it's obviously going to be pretty wet still, but I don't know if you can sort of tell the difference. It's still wet there, but it's starting to dry here and up there. So I'm just going to pull the can out, If it doesn't work this time, then we'll just give it a whirl another time. I also realized that I may not have wanted to hot glue the can down. Maybe I should have just held it there, because it might be a little hard to get off, but we'll see. I'm just going to kind of give it a twist and then pull it out. Okay. Not too shabby. That's pretty cool. So then we'll just leave this to fully dry. Obviously, let me set the can down. That's fine. Obviously, these little bits right here, they're pretty thin, so they'd probably break off. But I will finish letting that dry completely, and then I'll put a little bit more of the stuff in there just to give it some texture. But yeah, overall, I think that worked out great. Let me grab a miniature here. Yeah, how about a super battle droid or advanced? He's a little dusty. Advanced battle droid, whatever these guys are called. These battle droids that are fancier than the others. I think they're called super battle droids. Maybe that's what a droidica is called. Who knows? Anyway, let's just use him as comparison. So, you know, not a super tall crater. Maybe, if I'm looking here, what we really got is the tear off from down at the bottom there. Less so up here. So maybe next time I will try it with either with like a Talenti jar, which I keep a bunch of flock and stuff in, that has a solid, you know, no little rim on the bottom, or maybe just a spray paint can. I feel like a spray paint can would work. It has a little bit of a rim there at the bottom where it comes in a little bit, but not too much. I'm also wondering if the concave nature of the bottom of the can, that's the word, the concave nature of the bottom of the can may have sort of created like a seal almost, and made it harder to get off. So maybe something, and you know, the bottom of spray paint cans are the same way. But maybe something like a Talenti jar that has a tiny concave, but not all the way around, would work a little bit better. Either way, some more experimenting to do for sure. But for a first step, I think this looks great. If I was actually making some terrain, I'd probably use a bigger container. It would be kind of funny actually to use the drywall compound container. So you're just taking it from inside and then immediately putting it right there. That'd be kind of fun. But you know, you could use something as big as like a bucket, like a 10-gallon bucket. You could use, you know, jars or cans or all pretty much anything that's a circle you could use. And so yeah, if I was doing a piece of terrain, I'd probably get a couple of them, get a bigger base obviously, put a couple of them around, and then kind of slice around those circles. Kind of like the old GW ones they used to sell back in the day, where there were like clusters of craters, as if like, you know, cluster munition had come down, or an artillery barrage or something. But yeah, I'll experiment with that in the future. I will let this dry absolutely completely, and then give it a quick paint. Just kind of spray it and then dry brush it, and we'll see how that comes out. But that'll do it for this episode. Thank you everybody for watching. If you enjoyed the video, I would encourage you to hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel if you want to see more videos like this in the future, and I will see you tomorrow.